Hi guys, I knew anyone learning a new technology is eager to develop working apps as soon as possible. This is what we are going to do in this quick start. As many of you already know, ChatGPT can program, but it can write C# codes. How good it will be? Let's find out. Last year, 2023, I had this conversation with ChatGPT 3.5. This conversation also utilized a third-party plugin, Teammate.ai, which provides the web search functionality to ChatGPT 3.5. Because I hope it can help ChatGPT to get the most up-to-date result, I asked it to write the code to connect to GPT 3.5 Turbo's chat compilation API using this endpoint in a .NET Blazor Server App. And the ChatGPT 3.5 returned me with this 5-step list. I've also asked the same question using pure ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4. By far, this answer provided by ChatGPT 3.5 in conjunction with the Teammate.ai plugin was the one that came closest to the correct answer. Okay, let's follow this list to see how it goes. Let me start my Visual Studio 2022. Step 1. Set up the Blazor Server App. Click on Create a new project. Search for Blazor Server App. Okay, it's here. Select it and click Next. I want to name this project as Blazor GPT. .NET 7 is selected as the default framework. Then hit Create. Okay, the project was created successfully. Step 2. Installing necessary packages. ChatGPT says we are going to use the system.text.json package, which is included in .NET 3.0 and later, so we don't have to install it. But it is nice to know that we need this package. Step 3. Creating the API client. Create a new folder named Services. Right-click on the project name and add New Folder. Name it Services. And then create a new class called GPT3service.cs inside that folder. Right-click on the Services folder and add a class file. Name it GPT3service.cs. ChatGPT has provided us with the code needed for this class. Copy these using statements and paste them to the top of our newly created GPT3service.cs file. Then copy everything inside the public class GPT-3 service from ChatGPT to our code. One thing to remind you, ChatGPT puts a remark behind this line and says, replace with your API key. I've already got a key from OpenAI, so I'll replace your OpenAI API key with my key. Make sure you replace with your key. Okay, save the file. Step 4. Integrating the service with the Blazor app. This step is to register the GPT-3 service class to the Blazor Server app so that the application knows its existence. Copy this line and paste it into the program.cs file. Next step, modify the index.result file and inject the GPT-3 service. Actually, this should be named as Step 5. Anyway, let's open up the index.result file, which is located in the Pages folder. Click the Copy Code button to copy the whole content from ChatGPT. Then press Ctrl-A to select everything inside the index.result page and then pass the content in the clipboard to replace whatever is in this file. Okay, the final step is to run this app. Click on the HTTPS button. It's running. Oops, error occurs. The error message pops up at line 19 and says misused header name, content type, blah blah blah. Okay, stop the application. The trouble is here. This line defines the message type as application/JSON, but this is not the correct function call. Let me comment on it, then paste in the correct statement. I won't explain this right now, because I just want to show you how fast we can complete this app. But I'll have that covered in another video later. Okay, let's execute it again. Great, the page is up and running. Type, "Who are you?" in this text box. Click Ask. Uh-oh, trouble again. Let me press F12 to display the error message. Here it says there's no choices object. It seems the JSON message sent back from ChatGPT isn't processed correctly. Let me add a debug mark on line 38 and execute it again. Click HTTPS. Input, "Who are you?" Okay, the procedure stops at the line we want to debug. Point the mouse to the variable name as response body, then select JSON visualizer from the view list. You see, ChatGPT has returned with the correct JSON format object. Here's the choices object, which is an array object. Currently, it has only one array, so the index number of this array is 0. Inside this array, there are 4 other fields, one of which is the message object containing 2 fields, role and the content. The following return statement intends to extract the string from the content field, but it fails because it cannot find an object called choices. Why couldn't it pass the correct result to the result variable? The problem is caused by the system.text.json namespace we are using. Even though the debug function of Visual Studio knows the response body is a JSON object, but the JSON serialize.deserialize method doesn't. This is also why ChatGPT told us to declare the response body as a dynamic type object, because it doesn't know the exact structure of this object and wanted to parse the return object dynamically. The concept is correct. However, the system.text.json namespace isn't good at parsing dynamic objects, so you can see from the debug info shown here. Instead of returning the content of the response body as an object to the result variable, the deserialize method returns the whole object as a string to the result variable. This caused us to be unable to parse the choices object correctly. We have 2 options to solve this issue. Option 1 is to create an object class that matches the returned object structure for the JSON deserializer to know. Option 2 is to use another JSON component called NewtonSoft.json, which could handle the dynamic type more flexibly. Even though the first approach is the better way to do it, Option 2 can save me more time. So I choose Option 2 for now, using NewtonSoft.json. Right-click on the solution name and select Manage NuGet Packages for Solution. Go to the Browse tab, search NewtonSoft. Okay, is right here as the first icon. Select it. Select our project name from the list, then click Install. OK, the component is installed as a dependency of our project. Add using newtonsoft.json here. Scroll down to the code a little bit more. Replace the JSON serialize.serialize to JSON convert.serialize object. And replace JSON serialize.deserialize to JSON convert.deserialize object. Okay, let's execute this application again. Who are you? Okay, great. We got a response from the GPT model. How long is this video? 11 minutes? We just learned to create a GPT-enabled app from scratch with ChatGPT within 11 minutes. Isn't that fast? Even though the app is not perfect yet, it's working. I'll come back to explain the details of what we just created later in this course.